Yes, John Francis. 11 on. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm at Central Park. Why am I here? Police station, Arlene. Why am I here? Because James Goddard is up for malicious communications. The only thing I can say, right, is that too many people are fucking aggressive, nasty online after being attacked by everyone. I mean, I don't really attack anybody online on Trollum, but from I don't attack anybody with a hidden picture or anything like that. If I've got something to say, I say it on a stream or I'll tell them in a message, but they know it's me. James is the same. There's a lot of people in the cars who just don't do that. They just get off. They must get off. It must give them sexual satisfaction or some kind of satisfaction to troll people without identifying themselves. I just don't get it, me. I don't get how that's a real person. It isn't. Too many people are doing it these days. Really, too many people. It ends up you're getting done for stupid things. Meanwhile, we've got thousands of jihadis under watch across the country. Meanwhile, kids are stabbing each other to death all over the country, but the police are more bothered about malicious communications. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. It is. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm just here this morning. I mean, no, but I should come down to Central Park. Why? Well, I've already talked to the chief of police here in Trafford the other week. I also talked to the second in command in Oldham last year and Oldham chief of police. So I'm not afraid of saying what I've got to say. And it's Mayor's question time this week, again in Bolton, which I'm attending. But again, through all that, through going to these things and speaking to the mayor, I've got my friend Bernie, whose house got destroyed in the Abbey Air sinkhole. We had a private meeting with Andy Burnham on a Zoom meeting this week, going forward to look at helping her and sorting out stuff. She's got emails to do with what they sent her, and then they've gone back on what they've said on these emails. She's got all this evidence. But yeah, so it's a good thing that I've come down. It's a good thing that people know me. It's a good thing that Andy Burnham knows me personally now. And I do actually like the guy. Don't like his politics. Don't like the Labour Party. But as a person, he's growing on me. But that's me. I wanna meet people. I want to talk to people. And I want people to understand that I'm not no thug. I'm not no right-winger. I'm just a normal working class lad who wants to do better for our town and communities. Obviously, GMP are still under special measures for failing to record over 100,000 crimes since 2016. And Andy Burnham's not getting off with it. He come in 2017 and he already knew that the police had failed to report around 30,000 crimes then. He knew this. Come in as police crime commission, then they failed again and not reported another 80,000 crimes. So over 100,000 crimes not registered or reported since 2016, which brings GMP into special measures. I mean, I want to have faith in the police, me, but how can I have faith in the police when they pick on me because they have a different opinion? How can I have faith in the police because my view's different? Yeah, I'm the one persecuted. So I don't really have any faith, tell you the truth. You know, it's got to be It's got to be built up again. And it's the same for a lot of people. Nobody really has faith in the police. They failed too many times. And as we know, as well as the 100,000 crimes not reported, they've ignored vulnerable victims, rape victims like Victoria Agolia, who ended up going missing 150 times, reported from her care home, and raped by over 100 men. They knew exactly who these people were. They knew where she was being. They knew everything about Victoria and just ignored her. And what did Andy Burnham say? Well, you know, it's kind of culture in the police. No, it isn't. It's blatant abuse of our children. That's why I do the things I do. What, am I supposed to just leave it and just let it blow over this and just say nothing? No, I'm going to say a lot of things. I'm going to say a lot of things, and I'm going to say it to the police. I'm not no jumped up pussy who has to hide behind an invisible barrier or a fake name to say something. It's not me, which makes me 100 times better than everyone else. Sorry to say it. If anyone thinks that anything different, email me. Email me. Email me. Lefties, email me if you want a challenge on a debate or anything. Email me. That's all you have to do. But we know that'll never happen because you like to hide behind your faces because you're all fake. You're all fake. But yeah, so I'm at Central Park. Central Park Police Station. James has gone in for his interview. Malicious communications, I heard. But you know, somebody can't handle it. Somebody can't handle it. So malicious communications, these somebodies have probably done the same thing. It's quite pathetic, actually. It is. And I'm not sticking up for anyone. People on the right and the left are the fucking same. Honestly, just sour pussies. Honestly, none of this from Big John. I'm here. I show my face. My life is well documented on social media. Like I said, I'm not a fake. I'm a real person, me, which is more that I can say 99% of everyone else. Sorry, 99% of people, left, right, up, down, fucking sideways, north, south, whichever direction you're leaning, better than 99% of you, simple as. Just on the fact that I'm a real person and I don't hide me. Name John Lawrence, 54, 3rd of the 7th, 1967. Born Marlborough Street, Glodick. Yeah, so Big John's a real person. I'm outside Central Park. Been here many times, actually. I wrote blood on your hands here. I'll show you. I'll show you. But it was in tomato ketchup, so it's obviously washed off now. Right here. Big letters, blood on your hands. And you know what? Not one police officer came out. No one came out and said anything. And I was here for about 20 minutes with a couple of other lads, and no one come out. No one come out. Obviously, the police weren't bothered. But yeah, they have got blood on their hands. Remember, Victoria Agolia died. Went missing over 150 times, raped and abused by over 100 men. The police knew the men were. No one was ever convicted of any crime to do with her except for one person for giving her heroin or something like that. And that's it. Nothing that Victoria brushed under the carpet. Not worth talking about. Obviously, we know that but you know, in hindsight, when I started the MERS question time, the police said that they're going to be clamping down on violent crime, which they have done. Figures show something like a 40% increase in arrests. That's what the chief of police, GMP chief of police, said to me in Trafford, and I don't doubt him. There has been serious arrests. They've arrested 80 odd people. And if you get onto PAG UK page, Billy can tell you a lot more. He knew these people were getting arrested, but obviously hasn't been able to say anything. And I noticed that he has been said a few things since. So 80-odd people arrested, and they're up in Manchester, Salford Magistrates, 20th of April, I think, 20th of April. So be a good time for me to get down and visit there. But I might be busy, probably be busy then. I just want to let people know that it's Emily Jones's anniversary tomorrow of a death. That's Emily Jones's second anniversary of a death tomorrow. And I think there's a lot of people going to be going down to that Bolton Park, laying flowers and stuff like that. I'm still going to get a banner made up for Emily for my personal use. I'll probably have it in-house a lot. But yeah, so that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Wednesday, I've got Mer's question time in Bolton on Wednesday. So I'm headed to the Wednesday evening. That'll be interesting. It's filmed. It's recorded live, and it's streamed to YouTube and Twitter. And I've already been twice and asked questions. You know what I mean? I don't know about other people, but I'm not one just to stay silent. I'll ask the questions. I'll ask the tough questions. The first time I talked to the police in Oldham, I said, you may as well all be sex offenders. And your recruiting's crap. But the Oldham chief of police, I liked what he said. And they're going to deal with, well, he says they're going to deal with it. Whether they do or not, I don't know. But I did like what he said. And then I pulled Andy Burnham on making sure political correctness comes out of any kind of investigation to do with child sexual exploitation. Political correctness is exactly what I said to him. And then the second one at Trafford, I said about gender violence. A woman come on the Zoom, the meet, and asked about the gender violence programs that Manchester have got. Andy Burnham mentioned Sarah Everard, but he never mentioned Sarah Hussein, who was burnt to death outside her house one evening. There was 3 men arrested, and there's a murder investigation underway. No one's heard anything since. Now, unfortunately, if that was a white person, it'd still be national news. I'm live, so I'm not going to point camera at you. All right. You too. Who's just gone past me though? I'm not going to point the thing. He's in his works van. But little Si from Bolton, who did a lot on the Emily Jones case. I mean, it's their anniversary tomorrow. It's a really, you know, I've got issues with the case itself. Altonia Scania got married and went to Kuwait, and that's it. There's a 2-year gap that we don't know nothing about. There's no information about it. We got information about where she lived in Albania, but we never got any information of what she did for 2 years in the Middle East. She got married and moved to a place next to Iraq. I forget it. A place next to Iraq, but moved to there. And for 2 years, of a 2-year gap. Her solicitor is a #1 defence solicitor, one of the #1 defence solicitors in the UK. Why would she have such a solicitor? Honestly, there's a few dodgy things about Emily's case that we'll get round to. We'll talk to you. We're wondering why. I mean, when we went to court, me, Si, Tom, Kim, and Mank Dave, when we went to court, only a dad turned up. No one else. Only a dad turned up for court appearances. Just a bit weird. You'd expect maybe a bit more of the family in. I know it's an upsetting thing, but I still thought there might be other people there. Just a dad. Through all the cases, just a dad. Just some things don't add up to do with that case. So 2-year gap in the Middle East. Kuwait. She went to Kuwait for 2 years and nothing. There's nothing of what she did there. Nothing. There's no It's a blank space of 2 years, and I want to know what she did in that 2 years, me. Supposed to have been married, but I want to know what she did. What else did she do? She lied to get here, and she still had leave to stay here for another year till this year. And remember, it's not just her. The Reading stabber who stabbed 3 people, he was a criminal. He lied. And he was still here. These people need to be ejected out of our country. If you're going to come over, and under my part, if you come over and you get caught on the back of a lorry, you're going to go to jail until you go back home. That's a simple fact. You'll be treated as a criminal, but we can't treat these people as criminals to do with things like the Refugee Convention, 1951 UN Refugee Convention. Because of that, we have a duty and care to look after these people when they come into our territory. Not before, we could lock them up. Before, it was a criminal act to come here, to be locked up. And so if we come out of the 1951 Refugee Convention, then people will soon stop coming over on boats. But because it's there, they're not classed as criminals. And we have a duty and care to take care of these people. So they're not illegals. They're not illegals. But the same with people who come over on a boat or in the back of a lorry. When they get here, we can't lock them up. We have to. Oh, we're in such a mess, our country. We've got 100,000 Ukrainians here now. Everyone wants to. We'll have the Ukrainians in our houses. What a joke. What a joke. I mean, I feel sorry for Ukrainians. If they come here for any length of time, the kids are going to go to school. When they finish school, they're going to be calling the parents racist. And then a couple of years after, they're all going to be turning trans. And then a generation after that, there won't be no Ukrainian culture left. That's how it's going to go. And besides that, Pakistanis don't want them here. There was a vigil at Oldham Church. None of the council turned up for it. Why? Because Imran Khan's shook hands with Putin. So no Pakistanis don't want the fingers here. They don't want the Ukrainians. Honestly, but no one will say anything. No council will say anything to them. The council leader won't say anything, a root sharp. Nobody will say anything, but they do not want them here. Otherwise, why weren't they at Oldham Church? All they want is their own here so they can turn England into a third world country. So yeah, I'm grifting as well, guys. I need some money for leaflets. So my PayPal is on there. I've got a bank account details are on my YouTube. Any little bit will help. Next couple of weeks, I'm going to be ordering 5,000 leaflets. Then they'll need delivering. But so I'm grifting, guys. I'm grifting. So anybody can afford anything. My PayPal's up, and I can give you my bank details are on my YouTube channel in the About section. But yeah, if anything else, if you have to get in contact with me, you'll have to email me or message me on Facebook or something. But yeah, Big Johnny, I'm at Central Park. Remember, GMP have failed to record over 100,000 crimes since 2016. And Andy Burnham became mayor at 2017, so they would have known that they failed to report 38,000 crimes in 2016. As police and crime commissioner, he works with the police at the highest levels. And he didn't know that there was over 100,000 not reported crimes, just not having it. I might think the guy's all right, but I've still got issues with stuff that he's done in the past and stuff he's doing now. He got a lot of grief over the CAS tax in the last mayor's question time. I don't know what it's going to. He's probably going to get the same again here. But yeah, Big Johnny here, and I'm in. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, under our party, we're not going to have any foreign ownership. Houses, residential houses, if somebody foreign owns them, is not living in this country and not a British citizen, we will buy that house off them, the price they paid. And houses will be for British citizens, whoever you are. We're not gonna do any forced deportations. We're gonna be hard on criminals, immigrant criminals and illegals, asylum seekers and refugees. Not having them here. We're not having any of them here. We don't want any of them here. But yeah, so I'm outside Central Park. I'm not normally. You're not supposed to really film here, but I am. But no one's here. I've been here a few times now, Central bloody Park. So yeah, Big John, and I'm at Central Park. James Goddard is in the building, being questioned or whatever he is. But malicious communications, and we think we know who's done it. But it's just pathetic that it gets to this because somebody disagrees with someone else or has a different view. And I'm not sticking up for James in any way. He's as bad as everyone else in going on at people on the internet. But I just don't do it. I don't want to get involved in it, mate. It's too time-consuming. I've got more important things to do than to troll people from behind an invisible mask or troll people even with my face or have a go at them. But, I mean, everyone else likes doing it. There must be a name for these kind of people. That fucking plastic black man, real. He's a wrong on him. He's a wrong on him. Wendy and Jupiter's, all the fatties, and anyone who goes on their channels is a prick. That's all you are, because there's not solving anything. They're not solving anything. What they do review people's videos. That's what they do. But they review them just to put them people down. There's nothing coming out of these people's videos. They don't do anything. They're not at the mayor's question time. They're not running as a local candidate in the councils. Just pathetic waste of human beings. That's all you are. Hang on a minute. Let me just do it. That's all you are, just a bit of spit on end of me feet. And that goes to any of them. Real, Wendy Woos, all the people who go on their channels, just a load of pricks. And I'm telling you now, I'm not hiding my face neither. Real person said that, real. A real person, not a fake ass, not someone who just sits behind a computer and does fuck all, not somebody who just spends all the time on a computer reviewing and slagging other people off. I'm doing stuff, me. I've got my nomination papers and I'm running as a local candidate, which is better than anything else anyone else is doing. Simple as. You know what I mean? Simple as. No, these people who do this trolling and all that, yeah, you hardly ever see them on demos. And if you do, you don't know who it is. Or they're hidden behind a mask. No mask wearing here. If you join my party, there's no mask wearing. If you think you're wearing a mask and you're out. We're real people. And people are not going to vote for people who hide behind masks. But they will vote for real people who show the face, and that's me. That's me. But anyway, I mean, you know, at least I've got a decent life, me, and I know where I'm going and where I'm headed. I'm not in a rut like everyone else is. No. I know exactly what I want. And I wanted to be a councillor before all this. Over 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would say I was thinking then to get into council. And so I never don't know any of you lot. Never met anyone. Or people I've met in past 5 years. Long time before that, I've been thinking about it, a long time. But it's coming into fruition. And hopefully, as long as my nomination goes, I should be accepted as a candidate running in local elections. You know, I'm not going to win first time. I'm a Eckers. But I'll guarantee The second time I run, I'll smash it. I will smash it the second time I run for sure. I'm confident. Certainly full of beans, energy, and drive, and I'm real confident. People will say this and say that, but unless you're from Oldham, how the fuck do you know what you're talking about? You don't. Nobody outside of Oldham can question me when they don't live in Oldham. You don't know what the life is like here. I've already been a vote agent in Barnsley, and I'm guessing for the next few years I'll be running as a candidate. So I'm grifting. I want some money, ladies and gentlemen. I need some leaflet money. Obviously, when our party gets, if we get political party status, we'll be a proper candidate for our party. But if not, we've got to run as independents. And we will know whether we are a political party by the 1st of April. That's when we will know whether we are a bona fide or political party, 1st of April. If it comes through, I'll be one of the happiest guys in the United Kingdom. Certainly will be, as I'm the leader as well. So, but yeah, so I'm going forward. May elections, May the 5th. Root Shah's been out campaigning. They've been out campaigning for weeks, but we haven't had any money. I don't have any money. I don't have a big Labour council behind us throwing thousands of pounds into to do stuff. I don't have that. I'm a person on my own, but I will do successful the second time I run. I will be really successful there. I know. I'm thinking I'll be winning a seat on my second time when I run. Not this one, the next elections after that. Certainly sure of it. I'm confident. Why am I confident? Because I know my skills. I know my town. I know the area where I'm running. I am supremely confident that I will get votes. And get a lot of votes on the second time I run. It's no use being negative if you want something in life. Where does any guru ever tell you that you carry your negativity around with you? There's none of that with me. Positive all the time, me. Positive. I know my capabilities. I know my skills. I'm certainly capable of doing quite a few things. So here it comes. I'm at Central Park. Lovely area around here. They've got to make it nice, haven't they? Being Central Park. I'm looking about 180 at the moment for my leaflets. A5 double-sided, medium thickness gloss leaflet. It's about 180. And I've got about 50 quid already in my bank that in my PayPal that came from Bonnie Lad's stream. But yeah, about 180 for leaflets. When I organise leaflet dropping and stuff like that, if people are coming from outside of Oldham, they need somewhere to stay, I can probably put about 4 people up myself. But I'm hoping most of the people coming will be local people. Pat's already started doing his leaflets in London, and we've had some good success off that at the moment. And I mean, there's a website to bring up and running if we get our political parties. A lot of work to do there, which I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how to build a website. So I mean, I wouldn't mind if someone could do something like that. Would like to help in that any kind of form like that. That'd be really grateful. That. But we'll see. Morning, Pat. Patriotic Social in the chat there. James Goddard's up for malicious communication, apparently. I don't know who, don't know what he said or anything like that, but that's what he's up for. We'll see how it goes. Just here supporting him a little bit. It's Emily Jones's anniversary tomorrow. It's her second year of her death tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of people visiting Bolton, putting flowers down and stuff for her, which we've done already a few times. So, give you a rundown. I'm at Central Park. Remember, Greater Manchester Police are under special measures for not reporting over 100,000 crimes. The exact figure is 118,000 crimes since 2016. And the mayor said it, and besides that, as well, in the small print at the bottom, they failed to protect vulnerable victims, such as Victoria Agolia, who was raped by over 100 men and went missing, got reported missing 150 times from a care home. The thing is, the police knew where she were, they knew who she was with, and they didn't do nothing because they're afraid of being called racist. Well, things like that are going to change. Things like that are going to change. If the police don't do the job like that, then they'll be sacked, or we'll take them out somehow, or whatever. But there's going to be a change on that. You know what I mean? Going to be a change on. So it's like, you know, it's just ridiculous. The police. We live in an era of social control. That's what it is. Social control means if you do something bad, you're going to get punished for it. The lefties would rather have us in. They'd rather have social development, which means if you do a criminal act, you go to somewhere where you can talk about it and they try and make you a bit better and all that lot. You know, pussyfooting around. That's what they want. But we don't. We live in a social control environment where if you commit a crime, you're going to pay for it. If you commit a serious crime, you're going to jail. That's social control. But they don't want that. They don't want the social control. They want to defund the police and then send everyone to some help centre if they commit a crime and stuff like that. Obviously, the lefties are not bothered about Islamic terrorism. 2017, 22 people were blown up in the Manchester Arena bombing. And when we had a demonstration, UK Against Hate, Tommy Robinson, loads of people, he said it was full of far-right EDL types. That's what he said on the news. And there was black people there, there was brown people there was Muslims there, there was all sorts of people there. And what he said, they were all EDL types. So what he said, that's what really got me on the grind. That me and Tom English, that really griped us up. That him saying that when 22 people had died. And remember when they had the first memorial, hardly any Muslims turned up. There was a mixed faith leaders, they said, but there was hardly any Muslims, hardly any. Obviously, they don't care about that 22 people have been blown up. But yeah, so, it was a bit of a wake-up call for a lot of people, the Manchester Arena bombing. But, at the time, I wasn't surprised, me. I wasn't surprised. I knew what was coming. A lot of people knew what was coming. And that came just like that. Yes, Scottish Tam. I'm outside Greater Manchester Police Headquarters, Central Park. James Goddard's up for malicious communication, something like that. But yeah, I'm at Central Park. Don't worry, Henry. I have the same difficulty with my mum. Luckily, my family's really good and supportive, and I do get support. But if I didn't have to look after my mum, I'd be out every single day. But at least you've commented, and please share this stream. That'll be very grateful, pal. Very grateful. I know people can't always get out, but there is a lot of people who can get out, but they just want to go on the internet and shout their mouths off. So, I mean, that Jupiter, she only went Speaker's Corner once or twice, and then thinks she's got gifts at fucking right wing or whatever. Wendy Wu, never even fucking seen her. Fucking fat slags anyway. Real, the nasty man. What were his charge now? He had a Doberman, and his Doberman savaged a kid on a beach, and he's never shown any remorse for it. The prick's never shown any remorse for it. And you know, he doesn't help Oldham, he doesn't help England, he doesn't help nothing here. No remorse for his Doberman attacking a kid on a beach where the dog should have been on a lead. Honestly, no remorse. And I've talked to, I found on Facebook a group about dogs and stuff like that, and they had something on about him, and I talked to somebody, and that somebody was saying how nasty he was. He's done videos and everything saying he's going to get his dog back, no one's going to stop him and all this. Look, fucking prick. Honestly, think you can threaten me from down wherever you are in Oldham? What? His last threat was, I'm going to get the yardies on you. There's no yardies in Oldham, you knob. Honestly, just come to Oldham anyway. You know where I live. I've told you within 100 yards where I live, but you don't come up here, fucking knob. But yeah, well, goes for a lot of them. Tell you the truth. I don't really have. I've got a. I mean, I'm busy enough in my life, but you know, I'm running as a councillor, which again is it's a step up. You know, you got to have some kind of beans to do it. I'm not afraid of going anywhere. I walk through Manchester all the time. I've been spat at, I've been hit, screamed at, and I'm still there. I'm Oldham's worst nightmare because they're going to have to deal with me as a candidate. Even if I don't get in, I'll have to go to the count hall where they're counting all votes and all that. I'll be there. In the faces, man. In the faces. I'll be there showing my rosette off. Not afraid. I'm just thinking on what to say at Bolton question time. What to bring up. I was thinking of bringing up integration. Which is a big issue. It's been a big issue since the Oldham riots, which was blamed on lack of integration. I wasn't politically active there. I'm not making it up. This is what other people have done. This is what's in the reports. If you read about the Oldham riots, lack of integration. And there was people before that saying it, and no one's said anything. No one's done anything. Now, obviously, as a local councillor, what can I do? I can push our council to say, look, if people can't speak English, they're not getting any dole money. People can't speak English. Discrimination if they're signing on getting dole money, because a person who can't speak English is limited to what I can do. But all those who've signed on, you know what it's like. You've got to fill your little book in, say where you've been and all that lot. Now, if someone can't speak English, then they don't have to do all that. Discrimination, honestly, no one's picked up on it yet. Nobody has picked up on it yet. Absolute discrimination, that is. And no one's picked up on it. So at a local council level, I can force the council to change policies and stuff like that. A whole host of independents, different groups can all vote. For certain things. So that's what I'll do at a local level. I'll push for this kind of stuff. Say, no, we're not putting communication up on boards in 10 different languages. We're not doing it. What you do, you fucking learn English. That's what you do. You learn to speak English. Otherwise, you're not going to get any dole money. But that's what they do. Your dole money is just given out to people who don't speak English and have no incentive to get any jobs or anything like that. Yet the working class and the white people, the ones who do speak English, you're They'll take your money off you if you don't fill your booking. They'll take your money off you if you don't turn up. They'll take your money off you if you don't carry on looking for a job. But people who don't speak English get away with all that and still get door money. Oldham's got a £500 million family tax credit bill, which is one of the highest in the country, only topped by Tower Hamlets and Hackney. Tower Hamlets and Hackney and Oldham, their family tax credit bill between the three is 1.5 billion. 1.5 billion just between them three. 1.5 billion. Remember that. Remember that. 1.5 billion. What else about Oldham? We've got the highest social care bill and workforce in the United Kingdom. Why? Because we've got all degenerated people here, genetically mutated people because of first cousin marriages, which is massive in the Pakistani community in Oldham. So it causes genetic defects, and our social care bill and social care workforce is the biggest in the country. But no one wants to say anything. Labour just, all they do is cry for more money. Labour haven't got any money. Why do you think Oldham's council tax is one of the highest in the country? Because they're not going to get any money from anywhere else. So they have to, the market traders, while COVID were on and the stores were closed, they still had to pay rates. They might have been getting furlough money, but they still had to pay rates for the stalls that they weren't using. Now, what town does that? No wonder we've got Oldham's economically rubbish. There's nothing in Oldham. There's no money there, no nothing. The workforce is rubbish. The workforce is rubbish. Cordus, Werner and Alexandra Ward. Them three wards are in the top 10 of the poorest, most destituted wards in the UK. And as well as in them wards, you've got high levels of misogynistic behaviour by the men. None of the women work. Yet Oldham Council gives money to them to encourage the women to work. But the women are never going to work. Honestly, you just don't get it. Oldham people are, well, I'm not saying they're all thick, but some of them are quite thick. And they don't it's all right if you're in your bubble in Lee's Village. You don't see any of this in the town centre. You don't see the crime. You don't see the LGBT crime. You don't see these gay people getting beaten up off Pakistanis and no one saying anything. Just unbelievable. I can't live in a world where we don't say nothing to somebody for committing a crime because of a different colour or culture. That's not right. That's not right. It should be called out. If it's a spade, it's a spade. If it's a fork, it's a fork. And I want to promise you that that's what I will say. Which, if you know what I've been doing lately, said political correctness to Andy Burnham, said to what the police may as well all be sex offenders. I've said that to Oldham Chief of Police, and that they better vet them properly. And I named 2 serving officers who beat up Sharon Binks in back of a van. I named them as well in front of the mayor and the chiefs of police. I'm not fucking afraid. What are they going to do? Arrest me? She won a case in court against them, and they beat her up. Right? And they all lied in court. 2 coppers and an inspector lied. I think the inspector was female. Honestly, we're having these people. When I find out a name of someone and I've got proof that they'll, so I'll be outside their offices shouting them, cancelling. No, I won't be cancelling, but I'll be outside their offices shouting them down, calling them out. That's what I'm going to be doing. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. 44 minutes. I'm going to going off in a minute. I'm going to have a fag, hang around for James, and I'm going to get home. Busy day today. And my mum's in pretty good spirits as well, so that's good. That's good. Central Park, been here a few times. Last time I came with a demo, an anti-lockdown demo, and they handed in something like 3,000 written sheets that people had signed and all that into the police station. It didn't do nothing, like. because the lockdown's continued. But I'm here, and then some lefty. I was here, just here, and one of the blue top policemen who we know from Manchester asked me, where's everyone going after this? I said, I don't know, mate. I'm going home, me, which I was. And the lad there, what are you talking to police for? Because I can, because I'm an adult, because I know what I'm saying. I didn't give any information, never told him any dirty secrets. But, you know, I'm able to talk to a copper most of the times in a reasonable manner. Yeah, so I'm outside Central Park, busy. There's quite a few people gone in and out today. Yeah, they are second-class citizens. You're right. You're right. It's a deep thing to go into, but it is, honestly. When people tell me, when people say there is a anti-white agenda, I have to agree with them because the evidence is there. If there wasn't an anti-white agenda, Chris Donald's death would have instantly treated as a racist attack, and it wasn't. It wasn't until them guys had been locked up did they change it to a racist attack. Gavin Hopley's death never got classed as a racist attack. And there's been loads. So, you know, with that kind of evidence, how am I to say that, no, it's not an anti-white agenda? I can't say that. I can't say that. If people say to me, well, the globalists are causing all this, I have to agree because the evidence is there all the time. We've seen what the EU are like. We've seen what the Soroses are like and the Rothschilds. So yeah, you know, there is a globalist elite who want to run the world. So, you know, I agree with a lot of things, me. I agree with a lot of things. But I mean, it's not just people say, well, it's an anti-white agenda, but it's an anti-John agenda as well. They don't like what I say. They try cancelling me. They do the same to me that they do to the next white man. All the same kind of things: troll, cancel, make me out in a bad light, put me on the hope not hate report. Well, sometimes, but they do the same to me. So I'm as much under threat as everyone else, no matter what colour they are. But I mean, in the end, there's tools that they use to divide us. One of them tools is political correctness, which divides all communities. They're well aware of this. They're well aware of this. So they don't say it's a racist attack, then the white people are in uproar. You know what I mean? They know what it's like, and that political correctness is not just one colour against another colour. It divides all communities. Divides all communities. And when they put that wedge in, and that wedge is firmly in, it's easy to keep them like that, keep them divided. I just hope that most people, a lot of people do see these things. Me, it's like I've got a pair of glasses on me, and I see it everywhere I go. But most people don't see it as much as me, but I see it everywhere I go. I see political correctness everywhere I go. But, you know, as a local councillor, maybe I can start the ball rolling on getting things like, if you can't speak English, you're not getting any dole money. It's the first thing I'd say. Because it's discrimination, because that person doesn't have to do as much work as the person who can speak English. That's just I'm bringing up a valid point there, mate. And if I can bring that to other independents and other councillors in Oldham, then we can vote to change that kind of policy. So we have to start small. I'm not going to be able to stop permanent settlement tomorrow. It will never happen. It's going to be a gradual thing. But in the process of doing that, We can make people learn English, make people, adjust people so that they respect our culture and stuff like that. I can do that at a ground level, at a council level with the people who live in my constituency. And then maybe that will rub on to other people. Things are starting to change in Oldham already. The Labour Party don't have a strong hold on Oldham as they used to. A lot of the Muslims have gone independent because they see the hypocrisy of the Labour Party. They see the division that the Labour Party causes, which is no good. They see all this, so they started changing. And how I can tell you about this change is that there's an area in Oldham called Coldust. Been dominated by Labour for about 25 years, 26 years. And the person who's dominated is called Abdul Jabbar. Now, there was another Labour candidate a while back, Montaz Ali Assad, who fell out with Labour Party. Why? Because he got caught hiring illegal workers at his workplace. Now, the Labour Party did not kick him out straight away. Took him over a year to boot him out of the Labour Party. But he's gone independent, and he was 50 votes off beating Abdul Jabbar in the last election. That just tells you the kind of change that's coming to Oldham. If he would have beat Abdul Jabbar, that would have been a big chunk of Jim McManaman's votes not going to Labour. And that's how he got in, with the block vote in Oldham. He got in with the block vote in Oldham through Coldust community, one of the communities that voted for him. But like I said, the independent was 50 votes off beating a Labour candidate. And I know a few people in Coldust. I met one of them one day, and he said, "Oh, the independent candidate's knocked on our door." I said, "What did he say?" And this is a black lad, this. The independent candidate, the Bengali guy, said, "Well, if you don't vote for me, you're not going to get anything because it's all for the Bengalis here. No one other than Bengali gets everything." And he's exactly right. That's what it's like in these communities now. So segregated, they just get everything, and no one gives a shit. They don't want to integrate. They don't want to integrate. They've never wanted to integrate. I did a little video the other day about Ukrainians, and we had a big Ukrainian presence in Oldham in 50s, 60s, and 70s. They've all gone. Well, they haven't gone. They've integrated. That's what they've done. They've integrated. They've not gone anywhere. They've not moved to another segregated area. They integrated. How do I know that? Because there'll be loads of people that you know who are white who've got Ukrainian grandparents or Ukrainian grandparents. They integrated. But the Pakistanis aren't. They're still in the segregated areas, which has been going on for over 20 years, as the Oldham Bradford riots tell us. So it's not nothing I haven't made it up. I haven't made it up. I wasn't politically active 20 years ago, but there's plenty of newspaper reports and inquiries that will tell you that lack of integration was one of them, one of the main reasons for a lot of the troubles around there. And I'm not making it up. That's 20 years ago. Not, like I said, I'm not making any of this up. You just can Google up and look at the Oldham Bradford riots. Look at the reasons for it. It's exactly what I said. Segregation and social housing. It's destroyed. It's destroyed Oldham. As well as that, we've got drugs, heroin. Heroin's a massive problem in Oldham. And the heroin problem started in the 90s when we let the Pakistanis in. Fuck's sake, honestly. It's killed loads of people I know. How many families it's wrecked and that. Listen, heroin isn't grown in any white man's attic or anything like that. Heroin isn't grown in anyone's greenhouse in the UK, and it's not white people who grow it. It's grown in the biggest heroin area is Afghanistan, right next to Pakistan. And I reckon if you brought all the stats up, you'd find out that so many of them are done for importing drugs. There was a roundup about 3-4 years ago. There was 18 people caught for to do with drugs. There were some white people there selling, but there were also 5 Pakistanis done for importing. None of the white people had even been abroad. None of the white people had been in Pakistan or anything. They were just selling it from what them Pakistanis brought in the first place. It's never mentioned. No one talks about heroin or anything like that. It's just not mentioned. And I'm not making things up. Obviously, white people sell it. I get that. But the majority of the importers are not white, unfortunately. But no one will say that. No one will say that or anything. It's something I want to bring to the council. If I get a council position, it's going to be a big speech about heroin and where it comes from. That's what I'm going to, another thing I want to do. Right, I've had enough. 55 minutes and going having a fag. Thank you for tuning in, Clive, Scottish Tam, Arlene, Roch, Antonella, you all right, love? Paulette, Chris Thornley, yes, mate. I'll catch up with you all soon. Oh, tonight, I'm on Chris Mitchell's podcast tonight. I think I put a link out. So I'll be talking to Chris from about 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock tonight. And I've got Mer's question time. Wednesday, I think my Mer's question time is. That's streamed live to Twitter and on YouTube, the GM Mer's YouTube channel. So you can look at it. I've only got a few subscribers. I mean, I've only got 3,500, but he's got about 200. You'd expect the Mer to have a few more, but yeah. So I'll put links up and all that lot when I get in later on. Thank you for tuning in, Big Johnny. Don't forget I'm grifting, so I need some money. Anything will do. My PayPal's on the screen now, and my bank details are on my YouTube channel. But thank you very much, and I'll see you all tonight. Thank you.